Hare Krishna, welcome to the session on Jagannathastakam. We have been discussing the word-to-word meaning of the 8 shlokas from Jagannathastakam written by Adi Śaṅkarācārya. So far we have discussed 4 shlokas. Today we are going to discuss the 5th shloka. Before that, a quick recap of the 4th shloka. कृपापारावारा सजलझलदश्रेणिरुचिरो रमावाणी रामा स्फुरदमलपङ्केरुहमुखा सुरेन्द्रैराराध्या श्रुतिगणशिखा गीतचरितो जगन्नाथस्वामी नयनपथगामी भवतु मे. He who is an ocean of mercy, who is as beautiful as row of blackish rain clouds, who is the source of joy for Lakshmi and Saraswati, whose face is like spotless, fully blown lotus, who is worshipped by the best of demigods, whose glories are sung by the topmost portion of the Vedas, that is Samavedam. May that Jagannatha Swami be the object of my vision. So yesterday we discussed how Krishna in the form of rain cloud, how he showers mercy, kripa. Kripa paravara sajala jalada shreni ruchiro. What is the word from Mukundamala Stotra for this, where Krishna shows his mercy?
Bhakta Priya.
Bhakta Priya. And Dayapara. Śrī Vallabheti Varadeti Dayapareti Bhakta Priyeti Babalunthana Kovideti Nateti Nagashayaneti Jagannivaset Alapinam Pratidinam Kurume Mukunda. So two things there, Dayapara and Bhakta Priya. And we also discussed an interesting discussion. Yesterday we had some stories, right? We discussed some stories, how Jagannath gives joy to Lakshmi Devi and also to Saraswati Devi. When all the sages and the devatas, they are singing Samavedam, glorifying the Lord, that gives joy to Vani, Saraswati Devi. Spuradhamalapankeruhamukha. Krishna's face is spotless, brilliant, shining, resplendent, shining, and it is as beautiful as lotus flower. Surendrairaradhya Shruti Ganashika Gita Charito. With the best of the Vedas, the glories of the Lord are sung by the sages and the devatas. Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu Me. So this is what we discussed yesterday. So in that one shloka, there is an ocean of mercy, Bhagavan's kripa, and the beautiful spotless face of Bhagavan that is described. Spuradamalapankeruhamukha, and demigod worship. Surendrairaradhyai Shruti Gana Shika Gita Charito. Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatume. Now, speaking about the Krupa of Bhagavan, from 4th shloka, speaking about the Krupa of Bhagavan, in Bhagavatam, there is an interesting conversation between Brahma and Krishna. In Brahma Stuti, in Dashamaskanda, 10th canto, 14th chapter, 35th shloka, that is Brahma Vimohana Leela. After Brahma was bewildered, after Brahma kidnaps the cows, calves and gopa boys, and then how Krishna expands himself into all of that, and Brahma asks for forgiveness from Krishna, and Brahma offers prayers, 40 shlokas, beautiful prayers, Brahmastuti. In that there is an important shloka that goes like this. Esham goshanivasinamuta bhavan kim devaratetina cheto vishpafalat phalam tvadaparam kutrapyayam muhyati sadveshadiva putanapi sakula tvameva deva pita yadhamartha suhrut priyatmatanaya pranashaya svatkrute. What is Brahma saying in this shloka? O Supreme Lord, what greater reward could you possibly give the residents of Vraja? My mind is bewildered trying to think of any blessing superior to yourself, who are the source of all benedictions. Even Putana, who merely disguised herself as a devotee, attained you along with her family. What then remains for you to give to these residents of Vrindavana, whose homes, wealth, friends, relatives, bodies, children, lives, and hearts are all completely dedicated to you? So Brahma is saying that when Putana came to kill you, you not only forgive her, but you gave liberation, and you gave her a position in spiritual world. You gave her a motherly position, an assisting nurse, assisting Yashodamma. In the spiritual world, in Goloka Vrindavana, there is Krishna, there is Yashodamma, and Putana was given an assisting nurse, motherly position, who is assisting Yashodamma. So that shows that Putana Moksha Leela, that shows the heights of Bhagavan's mercy. Even to a demon, he gave liberation and a motherly position. Because Krishna, why did Krishna do that? Why did Krishna give liberation to Putana even though she tried to kill him? Does anyone know? Any thoughts on that?
Because she came as a mother, in a role of a mother.
She came as a mother, okay?
She
You're
nursed
close.
him.
Hmm?
Because she nursed him. Not only she came
She
as a mother,
offered
she
milk.
nursed him.
She
Yeah.
offered milk. So Krishna looks at the positive things. Everybody has anarthas. When we are performing devotional service, when we are doing bhakti sadhana, we have a lot of anarthas. But Krishna doesn't consider those anarthas as significant. Krishna looks at our sincerity to progress in bhakti. Krishna looks at our offerings that we are offering while doing archana, our offerings in the form of stuti stotrams, our offering in the form of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, our offering of time by investing our time in reading Bhagavatam, hearing Bhagavatam. So Krishna looks at these offerings, and if there are any negative things, Krishna closes his eyes and he does not even look at those. So because she offered milk and she was ready to nurse him as a mother, so Krishna looked at that and he He kind of put aside the anarthas, the negative things. Then Brahma is asking here, if you gave such a great liberation to Putana, now what to speak of these gopis, the residents of Vrindavana, especially gopis, who have given all their wealth, friends, relatives, bodies, children, lives. They have given up everything. They have sacrificed everything and they have completely offered to you. They have done Atma Nivedana to you. Now, if you are Krupa Paravara, as Adi Śaṅkarācārya writes in Jagannathastakam, if you are Krupa Paravara, who have given such a great liberation to Putana, now what are you going to, what is the reward that you have? What is the greater reward that you have to offer to these gopis? Brahma is asking Krishna. To that, the Lord will say something very beautiful, which we will discuss in a bit. But let's look at these slides here. So when the gopis, the residents of Vrindavana, when they perform pure unalloyed devotion, intent to love and serve, versus Putana, who is a demoness, and her intention was to kill and offered poisonous milk. So what kind of reward are you going to give, O Krishna? Brahma is asking. So that reward is nothing but Krishna is offering himself to all those gopis. Krishna is offering himself to all those gopis. He offers himself to the gopis and he tells something very beautiful that we will discuss. But before that, we will recite this shloka. So repeat after me. Esham gosha nivasina muta bhavan.
Esham gosha nivasina bhavan.
Kim devaratetina.
Kim
Devaratetina.
Cheto vishvafalat phalam tvadaparam.
Cheto
Ito
Vishwapalat
visvapalat palam
Phaladaparam.
tadavaram.
Kutrapyayam muhyati.
Kutrapyayam
Prapyayam
muhyati.
mukhyati.
Tadveshadiv putanapi sakula.
Sadveshadiva
Shadiva
Putanapi
putanapi
Sakula.
sakula.
Tvameva deva pita.
Tvameva deva
Deva
pita.
Pita.
Yadhamartha suhrut priyatmatanaya.
Yaddamartha
Damadha
Suhrita
Sukruta
Priyatmatanaya.
Priyatmatanaya.
Pranashaya swakrutte.
Pranashaya
Pranashaya
Swakrute
Satvate.
Krute.
Yeah, this is in the tune of Keyurani na bhushayanti. We discussed that Subhashitam shloka long time ago. Okay, so now to that, what Krishna answers, that is given in Bhagavatam 10th canto, 32nd chapter, 22nd shloka. In this epic shloka, this is one of the topmost shlokas in Bhagavatam. Naparayeham niravadhya samyujam swasadu krityam vibudhaya shupivaha yama bhajan durjhara geha shrunkala samvrishcha tadvaha pratiyatu sadhuna. My darling gopis, your meeting me is innocent and immaculate in every respect. Even if I lived as long as the gods, I would be unable to requite even one drop of your love, sacrifice, and service. I am forever the debtor of your prema and will always continue to be. So this is unimaginable. What Krishna is saying is extraordinary here. Krishna is saying that in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells, I reciprocate to my devotees to the degree they approach to me. Ye yatha mam prapadyante thamstataiva bhajamyaham. Mama vartamanu vartante manushya partha sarvashah. Ye yatha mam prapadyante thamstataiva bhajamyaham. I reciprocate to the degree with which they worship me. Or I reciprocate to my devotees to the degree they approach me. But here, Krishna is saying that I cannot reciprocate. I cannot reciprocate to the love and sacrifice done by the gopis. Because what gopis have done, that is something nobody else can do it. And Krishna was not prepared for a reward for something like what the gopis have done. So in this case, the gopis have defeated Krishna. Usually nobody can defeat Krishna, either in a physical war or in anything or in any skill. Nobody can defeat Krishna. But here gopis have defeated Krishna. Because Krishna said, I cannot reciprocate. Even if I take birth millions of lifetimes, or even if I lived as long as Brahma is living. Brahma lives for 320 trillion years or 310 trillion years. Even if I live so long, I will not be able to repay for what you have done to me. And I have become bankrupt. I have become bankrupt. When you take some money from somebody and you sell all your assets to repay that money, and you are left with nothing, and still that debt is not paid off. So you are bankrupt. So Krishna's situation was like that. Naparayeham niravadya samyujam swasadu krityam vibudhaya shopivi yama bhajan durjara geha shrankala samvrishcha tadva prathiyattu sadhana.
Guruji,
Yeah.
we did also discuss some time back some shloka similar to this, where it is said that Krishna says, I become your servant.
Yeah. Aham bhakta paradina asvatantra ivadvija sadhavo grasta hrudayam bhaktair bhakta janapriyaha. Aham bhakta paradina. I become controlled by you. Asvatantra. I become dependent on you. Sadhavo grasta hrudayam. I am always indebted to my devotees, the sadhus. Yeah, this is in Uddhava Gita, 11th canto. So something similar to that, but this is even one step higher than this. So Krishna is saying, I cannot, no matter what I do, I cannot repay you what you have done. Because the gopis, they have left their families, they have ignored the social status, they have ignored the societal rules and regulations, the family bonds, they have broken the family bonds, the moral codes. You know? everything. Durjara geha shrinkala. The shackles binding one to home and world are considered impossible to break. Durjara. Impossible. Durjara. Difficult to break. Geha shrinkala. Shrinkala are the chains. But with their love, see, it's beautifully depicted here on the screen in the slide. You see all those rose petals. The rose petals indicate the love of gopis with their unparalleled, unmatched, unconquerable love. They have broken the chains of the worldly relations and everything. Asadharana sadhu kritya. According to Srila Jiva Goswami, this complete renunciation constitutes an exceptional saintly sacrifice impossible for anyone else. It is impossible even for Krishna also. Because Krishna cannot do something like what gopis have done. Krishna cannot leave the family, cannot do what exactly the gopis have done, sacrificing everything. Yeah, Ankita, you have something to say?
Yes, Prabhuji, I was thinking of sharing something, getting very deep thought over it, so I thought I'll share that story.
1 second, let me complete this, then you say it.
So I thought maybe it's not in the context, I'll just wait. But if you want, I'll share that.
Yeah. So when Uddhava came to Vrindavan, Uddhava thought he's going to reform the gopis. Krishna sent Uddhava as a messenger to pacify the gopis. And Uddhava was thinking, he was making a plan that I'm going to give all the Atma Jnana to gopis, saying that we are not the body, we are the soul. Don't worry about the temporary problems. So he was trying to give all that knowledge, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, all of that. But here after, and Uddhava was thinking, I'm the disciple of Brihaspati. I'm so learned. I'm going to reform these gopis. But only after going to Vrindavan, after talking to the gopis, after seeing the devotion of gopis, Uddhava himself was transformed. Uddhava learnt what it is to love Krishna like gopis. What is unalloyed devotion? And Uddhava in a beautiful shloka in that Uddhava section in Bhagavatam, he expressed his desire to be born in Vrindavan as a Gulmalata, as a creeper, or as a sand particle, as a Renu. Because when the gopis are stepping on those sand particles or Gulmalata, he gets purified. He gets purified and he will also get the devotion that gopis have for Krishna. So Krishna's promise is broken. Krishna gave this promise, Ye yata mam prapadhyante tam stataiva bhajamyaham in Bhagavad Gita. But that promise was failed in the case of gopis. Krishna could not fulfill his promise. He could not reciprocate equal enough to the gopis. So here, the gopis, they were thinking that with their love, they have defeated Krishna. But when Krishna confessed, saying that I cannot repay for what you have done to me, and I am forever indebted to you. Then the gopis thought, oh Krishna, we were thinking that we were going to defeat you with our love, but the way you have confessed to us, saying that you can never repay for what we have done to you, actually you have defeated us. I mean, did gopis really want to defeat Krishna? No, right? No, they want Krishna to win all the time. But in love, sometimes this spirit of defeating the beloved, that enhances the rasa. So we should not look at that act of gopis trying to defeat Krishna as a competition and trying to win over Krishna. But it is a spirit of gopis to enhance the rasa. But when Krishna confessed that that I cannot pay you for what I cannot pay back for what you have done to me. Actually, Krishna defeated the gopis simply by saying that. I mean, he is Devadi Deva. He is Devadi Deva. He is the creator. He is the supreme creator, supreme proprietor, supreme controller, supreme maintainer, supreme enjoyer. And that supreme enjoyer, he is saying that I cannot pay back for what you have done to me. And this mood of gopis, especially Radharanis, this mood of Radharani made Krishna think that what it is to love me, what it feels like when somebody is loving me, like gopis are loving me, like Radharani is loving me. I want to experience that by myself. I want to have that first-hand experience. I want to realize that by myself. So that devotion of gopis and Radharani gave a seed to Krishna's thinking to take avatar as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then in Kali Yuga, 500 years ago, that same Krishna appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the mood of Radharani. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood is Radharani's mood as a devotee of Krishna. So in the mood of Radharani, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was experiencing the ecstasy of loving Krishna with unalloyed devotion. Even in that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela, in that avatara, Krishna cannot fully experience or realize what gopis have done. That is something that will remain eternally unconquerable love from the gopis side. Nobody can conquer that, even Krishna. The love of gopis and Radharani, nobody can defeat. Even Krishna cannot defeat that. So why did we discuss that? Because there is a beautiful connection between what we discussed. There's a beautiful connection to this for the fourth shloka, Paravara Sajala Jalada Shreni Ruchiro, where Ādi Śaṅkarācārya glorifies Jagannath as Karuna Sindhu, the most merciful. Even such a most merciful Krishna cannot reciprocate to gopis fully. That is one connection. And this episode that we discussed, Krishna was defeated by gopis first, and then eventually Krishna defeated gopis. This has a beautiful connection to the shloka number 5 that we are going to discuss. Yeah, Ankita, what you were saying?
Yeah, Prabhuji, I'm getting a deep feeling when you were showing that slide. First, I was getting that feeling, and then I said, okay, I'll not share. But again, you shared a slide where Uddhav is picking up the dirt, if you see that.
Yeah.
So that story, I was just getting a deep feeling of sharing that. What the gopis have done. Like, once Krishna just wanted to show the love, what gopis love. So
Yeah.
he, I have severe headache, and only his lovers, the dust of the feet, if they put that on the head of Krishna, only that can relieve his headache.
Yeah.
And nobody gave the dust from their feet. All the Ranis, all the Rukmani Devi, and everybody was like, how can we give our feet dust to you? That is the biggest paap of our life. We cannot do that.
Yeah.
Then he sends, okay, then Uddhava Uddhava, or I think Narad Muni goes
Narada.
Narad Muni. He goes to the Vrindavan, and he tells gopis about this incident, that he is having severe pain, and unless you give the sand of your feet, he is not going to get relief from it.
Yeah.
And then they very openly gave it and said, seeing Krishna in this is the biggest papa or biggest narak for me. I don't mind getting to any other narak. You please take it. So
Yeah.
this kind of love, this is the ecstasy of their love. And so when you showed in the picture, first I thought I'll not share. I'm getting a deep feeling to share this from the very beginning when you started this.
Yeah.
And when you showed that picture, if you see that picture, Uddhava is picking up the dust. So
Yeah. Yeah.
then thought, okay, I should say it. Krishna is telling me, please say it. So I just wanted to share that one. So how superior is the love of gopis? They are
Yeah.
even ready to go to hell, not only leaving everything in the world, but they're ready to go to hell
They
also
are
for
ready to
Krishna.
go to hell. Yeah. They are ready to sacrifice their lives and ready to go to hell, go through punishment. Yeah.
Deep family, everything. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. For gopis, giving happiness, giving joy to Krishna is the only goal for them. They don't have any self-interest for themselves. So,
Yes, Prabhu. This slide, Uddhav Shuddha ho gaya.
Uddhava Shuddha ho gaye.
So when you're
Yeah.
picking that sand, that gave me like same feeling.
Yeah. Okay. So now we'll begin discussion of fifth shloka, and we'll come back to this episode that we discussed and see how it is related to fifth shloka. Ratha Jagannathastakam, fifth shloka. Rathārūḍho gacchan pathi milita-bhūdeva-paṭalaiḥ.
Rathārūḍho gacchan pati milita-bhūdeva-paṭalaiḥ.
स्तुति प्रादुर्भावं प्रतिपदमुपाकर्ण्य सधया
Pradurбhāvam Pratipadambupakarya sadaya
दया सिन्धुर्बन्धु सकल जगतां सिन्धु सुतया
Daya Sindhur-bandhu Sakala Jagatam Sindhu Sutaya
जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे
Jagannath Swami Naina Padagami Bhavatu Me.
When Lord Jagannatha moves along the road on his Ratha Yatra cart, at every step large assemblies of brāhmaṇas sing his praises. Hearing them, the Lord becomes very merciful. He is the ocean of mercy and the true friend of all the worlds. May that Lord Jagannatha, along with his consort Lakshmi, who was born from the ocean of nectar, be the object of my vision. Ratha-rūḍho, mounted on the chariot. Gacchan, moving. Pathi, on the road. on the road or on the path. Pathi means on the path. Okay. Milita, assembled, Bhūdeva of brāhmaṇas, Paṭalaiḥ by the groups, Stuti prayers, Pradhurbhavam awakening, Pratipadam at every step, Upakarnya hearing, Sadhaya merciful, Daya Sindhu ocean of mercy, Bandhu the friend, Sakala all, Jagatam of universes, Sindhu Sutaya with daughter of the ocean, Lakshmi Devi, Jagannatha, Lord Jagannatha, Swami, the Lord, Nayana Pata, path of the eyes, Gami, moving, Bhavatu me. May he become mine. Okay, when Lord Jagannatha moves along the road on his Ratha Yatra cart, at every step, large assemblies of brāhmaṇas sing his praises. Hearing them, the Lord becomes very merciful. He is the ocean of mercy and the true friend of all the worlds. May that Lord Jagannatha, along with his consort Lakshmi, who was born from the ocean of nectar, be the object of my vision. So, this shloka number 5 of Jagannathastakam, describes the Ratha Yatra, which is the most significant event in the entire Jagannatha Leela. The Jagannatha's appearance, how Nilachala Kshetra appeared, and how it was revealed to Brahma first, and then later on how Indradhumna Maharaj discovered that place, and how Indradhumna Maharaj called Vishwakarma to carve the deities of Jagannatha, Baladeva, Subhadra. You know, all of that has nice details explaining the Avirbhavam of Jagannath, the appearance of Jagannath. But the most important thing, even if somebody doesn't know about all those details, you ask many people in India, 90% of them, they do not know, they do not fully know the details of Jagannatha's Avirbhavam. But everybody knows about Ratha Yatra, because this is such an important, such a glorious event that the entire world takes part in it. And this is something that is celebrated in almost every town and village. This is something that you don't see in other sampradayas also, like Śrī Sampradaya or other sampradayas also. You don't see such a glorious festival which is celebrated in every town and village across the world. With Srila Prabhupada's mercy, Jagannatha Ratha Yatra festival has gone beyond India, and now today it is celebrated in every town and village across the world. Even in the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, Ranganada Utsavam, Venkateshwara Utsavam, or any Utsavam for Ramachandra, you don't see it being celebrated in every town and village at such a grand scale that we see in case of Jagannath Ratha Yatra. So this is such a beautiful, glorious event. So rathārūḍho gacchan, Jagannath sitting on the Ratham, he starts moving on the path of Ratha Yatra. And then milita-bhūdeva-paṭalaiḥ. Bhūdeva means the brāhmaṇas. All the brāhmaṇas are assembled along the path of Ratha Yatra, pulling the cart with the ropes. Why the word Bhūdeva is used for brāhmaṇas? Because brāhmaṇas are worshipable. Brāhmaṇas are they are respectable worshipable by the society. Just like Deva, the Devatas in Svargaloka, they are worshipable. Indra, Chandra, Agni, Varuna, Vayu, they are worshipable. Similarly, the Devas on the Bhuloka, they are called brāhmaṇas. They are worshipable. Because they are the devotees of the Lord. Who are brāhmaṇas? Brāhmaṇas are those people not only by the caste, but devotees who have brahmanical qualities. They are considered brāhmaṇas. Milita-bhūdeva-paṭalaiḥ. All the brāhmaṇas have assembled on the path of the Ratha Yatra. And what are they doing? Stuti pradhurbhavam. Stuti pradhurbhavam. They are doing stuti. They are doing stuti. They are reciting stuti stotrams. They are doing Veda Parayanam, reciting different stotrams, different stutis. Like the other day we discussed, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he recites 4 shlokas glorifying Jagannath or Shri Krishna, and then continuous chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra and ecstatic dance. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sings Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagadhitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. That is the first shloka. Second shloka, Jayatu Jayatu Devo Devaki Nandanoyam Jayatu Jayatu Krishno Vrishnivaṁsha Pradipaha Jayatu Jayatu Meghashyamala Komalango Jayatu Jayatu Prithvi Bharanasho Mukundaha. And then the third shloka. What is the third shloka? Naham vipro na cha narapatir napi vaishyo na shudro Naham varni na cha grihapatir no vanastho yatirva Kintu prokta nikila paramananda purnamrutabdhe Gopi bhartru padakamalayur dasadasa. Then the fourth shloka. What is the fourth shloka? Jayati janani vaso devaki janmavado Yaduvara parishatsvai dhurvirasyanna dharmam Sthirachara vrijinagna susmita shrimukena Vrajapura vanitanam vardhayan kamadevam. A shloka from Bhagavatam, a shloka from Mukundamala Stotra, a shloka from Chaitanya Charitamrita, and the first shloka, Namo Brahmanya Devaya, that is a shloka from Padma Purana. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is doing that stuti. And as all these brāhmaṇas, the devotees are doing stuti, what is happening? Pradhurbhavam dhaya. Pradhurbhavam means awakening. What is awakening? What is rising? Dhaya. Jagannath dhaya is rising up. Pradhurbhavam dhaya. And how is that happening? Pratipadam upakarnya. Pratipadam upakarnya. When the brāhmaṇas are reciting stuti stotrams, what is Jagannath doing? Jagannath is listening to each and every word. Pratipadam, each and every word. Upakarnya means hearing. Jagannath is hearing each and every word. Pratipadam-upakarnya sadhaya. And as Jagannath is hearing each and every word of these stutis, pradhurbhavam sadhaya. The mercy has awakened. Dhaya sindhur bandhu sakala jagatam sindhu sutaya. He is the ocean of mercy and the true friend of all the worlds. Daya Sindhu, ocean of mercy. Bandhu, he is the best friend and well-wisher. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita also, Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhrudam sarva bhutanam jnatva mam shanti mruchati. I am the best friend and well-wisher of everyone. Krishna tells in that shloka 5.29. Sakala jagatam sindhu sutaya Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu Me. May that Lord appear in the vision of my eyes all the time. How did Jagannath become Daya Sindhu? Because his wife is Sindhu Suta. Lakshmi Devi representing the motherly nature. She is sitting on the chest of Jagannath in the form of Srivatsa mark. And she is making Jagannath merciful. She is the one who is inspiring Jagannath to show mercy on the devotees. Even if the devotees are not qualified, but as a mother, Lakshmi Devi, she will recommend to Jagannath to show his mercy. That's how he became Daya Sindhu. So wherever this Daya, Bhagavan's Krupa, mercy is discussed, there the Bhagavan's female consort is also described. For example, Mukundamala Stotra, Shri Vallabheti Varadeti Daya Pareti. Along with Varadeti, Daya Pareti, Bhakta Priyeti. What is the first word? Shri Vallabheti. So Shri Mahalakshmi's name is used there. Because without Shri Mahalakshmi, Sriman Narayana may not show mercy on devotees. Without Srimati Radharani, Krishna may not show mercy on devotees. Without Parvati Devi, Lord Shiva may not show mercy on the devotees. So like that, all these female consorts of the different personalities of God, they are actually inspiring Bhagavan to show mercy. Pratipadamupakarnya sadhaya. Hearing these prayers at every step, he becomes merciful. Okay, now we're going to discuss some interesting details about this Ratha Yatra. Jagannath, he is the Lord of the universe. He is not just the Lord of he's not the Lord of Oriya people. He is not the Lord of Indians. He is not the Lord of one sectarian people. He is the Lord of the universe. That's why he goes into the streets giving darshan to everyone, giving mercy through his kataksham. So there are three rathams, three carts, three chariots. One for Jagannath, one for Baladeva, one for Subhadra. And there are names, specific names for these rathams. The ratham for Jagannath has a name, Nandi Gosha. It's yellow and red in color. And then Baladev's Ratham is Taladvaja. It's blue and red in color. And Subhadra's Ratham is Darpa Dalana. Darpa Dalana, black and red. Yellow and red, black and red, blue and red. Red is common everywhere. Nandi Gosha, Darpa Dalana, Taladvaja. Okay, so let's repeat these names. Nandi Gosha,
Nandi Gosha,
that is Jagannath's cart. Darpa Dalana,
Darpadalana,
Padalana,
that is Subhadra Devi's cart.
Darpadalana,
Taladvaja,
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 that is Baladev's cart.
Nandi Gosha, Darpadalana,
Nandi Gosha, Darpadalana, Taladvaja.
Taladvaja,
Yeah.
Nandi Gosha.
ఉచ్చగా వేసింది అదే మళ్ళా మరి
లేదు లేదు
రాత్రి వేసింది
లేదు లేదు.
Okay, so what is the path, or what is the route or road map of this Jagannath Ratha Yatra? They start at Jagannath temple in Jagannath Puri, and then the destination is Gundicha temple. So Jagannath temple represents Dwaraka with Aishwarya Bhava, and Gundicha temple represents Vrindavana with Madhurya Bhava. And that entire road is called Bada Dhanda. It's a one straight road. If you see on, if you have never been to Jagannath Puri, you can go to YouTube and look at some videos and pictures. You will see a big road where those three radhams, they are being carried. It's one straight road actually, all the way up to Gundicha temple, 3 kilometers distance. And it is very interesting to note that Jagannath Ratham moves at the desire and will of Jagannath. It doesn't move according to the will and desire of the devotees. The devotees, they'll keep pulling the cart. But all of a sudden, it stops. The cart stops. And everybody thinks there is some technical problem. But actually there is no technical problem. It's an emotional problem. Jagannath becomes emotional when he hears somebody is reciting stotrams very nicely. Emotionally, when somebody is reciting stotrams, Jagannath becomes very emotional and the cart stops. And everybody is trying to figure out, it was in the beginning days. Now people used to figure out, is there a technical problem where if the wheels are proper or not, if the rope is properly hooked or not, they will check all those things. But later on, they learned why Jagannath Ratham stops. It stops by the will of Jagannath. Because when the Ratham is moving, it makes some noise, right? All those wheels, mechanical parts, grrr, 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 it makes some noise. So when the devotees are reciting stuti stotrams, Jagannath cannot hear properly. So if there is a devotee who is reciting with a lot of love and devotion, Jagannath will stop the cart. Simply at his will and desire, the cart will stop. So like that, it takes a couple of days for the Ratham to go from Jagannath Puri temple to Gundicha temple. If there is no stop like that, at one stretch, they can go in one day. But it takes a couple of days to go there. So like that, there are some interesting stories how Jagannath Ratham was stopped. So let's look at two such stories. There are two places where Jagannath Ratham stops. I mean, it is stopped by the devotees these days. Okay, it's a tradition, it's a sampradaya now to stop explicitly, voluntarily to stop the Ratham at two places. One is at Bhakta Sala Bega's Samadhi. Bhakta Sala Bega is a great devotee of Jagannath, Muslim devotee, but very great devotee. So whoever is pulling the Ratham on the Ratha Yatra, they specifically, voluntarily they stop. It is not, Lord is not stopping this time, but the devotees, they make a stop. And second stop is at Bhakti Vinod Thakur's house. So we'll discuss these two stories. This Bhakta Sala Bega, he is a Muslim devotee. And there is no entry for Muslims or non-Sanatani. Okay, like Christians, Muslims, all these Jewish people, all these people, there's no entry into Jagannath Puri temple. But he is a great devotee. Somehow he became a devotee of Jagannath. But one day, and he has written beautiful Jagannath bhajans, in Oriya language. The most famous one is Ohe Neela Shaila. Ohe Neela Shaila. So one day, what happened was he went to Vrindavan. This Salabega, he went to Vrindavan. And then he realized, he went to Vrindavan on some work. And then when he was in Vrindavan, he realized that today is Ratha Yatra in Jagannath Puri. And then, because that is the only day he gets darshan of Jagannath, because he is not allowed to enter inside the temple, he cannot take darshan there. But this time he is stuck in Vrindavan. He's thinking, oh, even if I start now, but the Ratha Yatra must have started already, and now even if I start walking or going somehow, taking some cart or something and going to Vrindavan at whatever speed possible, most likely the Ratha Yatra will finish by the time I reach, and I may not get darshan of Jagannath. So thinking like this, Salabega decided to start walking from Vrindavan, and as soon as Salabega desired like this, there in Jagannath Puri, the Ratham stopped. This happened in 17th century, not now, but 17th century. So the Ratham stopped, and nobody knew what had happened, why the Ratham stopped. And then people were trying so many different things. They were trying to pull the ropes very hard. They were trying to push from behind. They checked all the wheels and everything, but still the cart was not moving. And finally, when Salabega came and took darshan of Jagannath, and Jagannath also saw Salabeg, Jagannath became happy, and the cart moved effortlessly. And this happened for real in 17th century, which is not long ago, right? We are in 21st century, and it happened in 17th century, not so long ago. Another incident where Jagannath's cart stopped. Another incident is when it was in 19th century, so even more latest actually for us to connect. So we all know about Bhakti Vinod Thakur from our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, And Bhakti Vinod Thakur was a magistrate. He was a Supreme Court judge in the British time. And British people recognized the work of Bhakti Vinod Thakur as very important, extremely important. What the other attorneys, the British attorneys or other attorneys could not solve for many hours and days, Bhakti Vinod Thakur used to resolve in just 1 or 2 hours. He was an expert. He was very sharp. Because of his devotion to Krishna, he became very sharp. And the British government valued his contributions to the Supreme Court. And every day, Bhakti Vinod Thakur used to walk from his home to the court. Now, to save his time, British government laid out a separate railway track and a separate train. And Bhakti Vinod Thakur is the single passenger traveling in the train to Supreme Court every day. And he has written many bhajans, over 140 bhajans, many books. So an exemplary Vaishnava, exemplary Acharya. And his son, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's disciple is the founder Acharya of ISKCON, that is Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
So when Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the childhood name is Bimala Prasad. It's actually Bimala Prasad, but in Oriya, they don't pronounce Va. Oriya people, Bengali people, they don't pronounce Va. So they say Ba. Instead of Va, they say Ba. Bimal Prasad. Bimal Prasad became Bimal Prasad. So when Bimal Prasad was infant, like 1 year, 2 years old. So one day, and Bhakti Vinod Thakur's home was in Jagannath Puri. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was born in Jagannath Puri. So one day when Ratha Yatra was happening, it was going in front of their home. And the Ratham stopped in front of their home. And it would not move at all. The devotees were trying so much, checking everything, but it was not moving at all. And then because anyway the cart is stopped in front of the home, the mother of Vimal Prasad, she brings the child outside and first she gives a garland to the child, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur or Bimal Prasad, and asks him to offer that garland to Jagannath. And the father, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, carries the child Vimal Prasad and makes him sit or lay down in front of Jagannath deity. And as soon as Vimal Prasad was sitting in front of Jagannath, the garland from Jagannath falls around the neck of Vimal Prasad. And then the cart moves automatically. So effortlessly the cart moves. That means Jagannath was waiting for Vimal Prasad. Looking at the devotion of Bhakti Vinod Thakur and looking at the future devotee of Vimal Prasad. If Prabhupada was not there, we will not be discussing this Krishna Katha like this, every day like this. And if Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was not there, Prabhupada wouldn't have come to America and started this movement like this. And that credit further goes up to Bhakti Vinod Thakur and the Purvacharyas like that. So like this, there are many incidents where Ratha Yatra stops without any technical problems. Ratha Yatra stops. This is the mercy. This is the mercy of Jagannath. So that's why to honor, to respect those two incidents, Salabega and Vimal Prasad. So even till today, it is a ritual, it is a practice to stop the Ratham in front of Salabega's Samadhi and also in front of Vimal Prasad's house. Okay. Now we are going to discuss something very, very beautiful. What is the actual meaning of Ratha Yatra? Is it just pulling the carts and, just giving some ride, a joyful ride to Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra? They're getting bored at sitting in the temple all the time. They want to have some sightseeing. So devotees place them on the carts, and then they are just pulling. Is it just an external activity like that, or what is it? So it's already 10:13. It takes significant amount of time, at least 45 minutes to 1 hour. So I'll leave you all at that cliffhanger with the suspense of what comes up tomorrow. It's going to be something very, very interesting, very heart melting. We'll understand. We'll have a different understanding of Ratha Yatra actually. After hearing this, you will not look at Ratha Yatra as an external activity, as an external, just some outreach festival or some simple, pious entertainment, something like that. So that we'll discuss tomorrow. But quickly, the shloka is rathārūḍho gacchan pathi milita-bhūdeva-paṭalaiḥ स्तुति प्रादुर्भावं प्रतिपदमुपाकर्ण्य सदया दया सिन्धुर्बन्धु सकल जगतां सिन्धु सुतया जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे. श्री आदि शंकराचार्य विरचिता जगन्नाथाष्टकम की जय. श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की जय.
Jai.
Jai.
Prabhuji, tomorrow we'll have class after
Yeah.
Brahman?
Yeah, we have class. Why?
No, tomorrow Bellevue, that 3 times Parayan is there, right?
It starts at 6:45. Each recitation takes about 30 minutes. So 6:45 to 7:15, 7:15 to 7:45, and then
30
8:15.
minutes? 30 minutes each recitation?
Yeah, 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, by 8:15 or so we'll be done, or maybe latest by 8:30 we'll be done, because 8:30 they'll do Aarti also, right? So Shyamala, is it at 6:45 or 6?
6:45.
6:45, no? Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we'll have the class.
Yeah.
In the worst case, if there is no class tomorrow, then I mean,
Yeah.
if we all get late or something happens, then we'll have this on Monday. I'll also come to Bellevue Temple.
6:30 to 7:45 anundi Prabhuji.
Oh, 6:30, yeah? Starts at 6:30.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that is even more better then. Yeah, we can finish early and attend this class. Yeah, that's good.
ప్రభుజీ, రథయాత్రలో పాల్గొన్న వాళ్ళకి నవవిధ భక్తిలో లభించే అన్ని 9 సేవలు లభిస్తాయని చెప్తారు.
యా, అంత ఫలితం వస్తుందని చెప్తారు. కానీ ఊరికే ఏదో మెకానికల్గా తాడు పట్టుకొని అలా లాగినంత మాత్రాన రాదు. ఆ నవవిధ భక్తి చేయాలి. నవవిధ భక్తిలో శ్రవణం, కీర్తనం, స్తుతి, స్తోత్రాలు
పాల్గొన్న వాళ్ళకి లభిస్తాయి. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఐ హావ్ రెడ్ an article in one of the magazine.
యా,
If you are interested, I will send it to you. If it is possible to include in one of the sloka or after the complete of the Jagannathastakam.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we'll hear all these different benefits like this many times, right? Like even if we chant Lord Hari's name even once, all our papams will be removed. Now, is that true or not? Yes, it is true, but if we chant with sincerity. Similarly, if somebody participates in Ratha Yatra, they will get the phalam of Navavidha Bhakti. Yes, that is true. But if they do it sincerely, if they participate in Ratha Yatra sincerely. But how people are participating these days? They are in Ratha Yatra, they are taking out the phone, they are taking selfies, they are taking pictures of the cart, they are taking pictures of the people, they are standing in front of the cart and taking pictures. So if somebody participates like this, no, they will not get they will not get the Navavidha Bhakti Phalam.
అంటే రథయాత్ర చూస్తేనే పునర్జన్మ లేదన్నప్పుడు రథయాత్రలో పాల్గొన్న వాళ్ళకి ఇవన్నీ తప్పకుండా లభిస్తాయి కదా?
తప్పకుండా లభిస్తాయి, కానీ ఆ శ్రద్ధ భక్తితోటి పాల్గొంటేనే. ఊరికే ఏదో మెకానికల్ గా ఆడుతూ పాడుతూ పాల్గొంటే రాదు. ఇప్పుడు భాగవతంలో నామ సంకీర్తనం యస్య సర్వపాప ప్రణాశనం ప్రణామో దుఃఖ శమనస్తం నమామి హరిం పరాం. నామ సంకీర్తనం యస్య సర్వపాప ప్రణాశనం అంటే ఈ నామ సంకీర్తన చేయడం ద్వారా సర్వ పాపాలు తొలగిపోతాయి. అది కరెక్టా కాదా? భాగవతంలో చెప్పారు కాబట్టి కరెక్టే. కానీ మన నామ సంకీర్తన ఎలా చేయాలి? శ్రద్ధా భక్తితో చేస్తేనే అవుతుంది. అంతేగాని నామ సంకీర్తన ఏదో ఆడుతూ పాడుతూ ఇన్అటెంటివ్గా శ్రద్ధ లేకుండా భక్తి లేకుండా చేస్తే రాదు. దానివల్ల కొంత ఫలితం వస్తుంది, ఎందుకంటే నామం పలికితే తప్పకుండా ఫలితం వస్తుంది. కానీ భాగవతంలో చెప్పినట్టుగా సర్వపాప ప్రణాశనం అంత ఫలితం రాదు. రథయాత్రలో పాల్గొంటే ఏదో కొంచెం కొద్దో గొప్ప ఫలితం వస్తుంది, డెఫినెట్లీ సుకృతి వస్తుంది. కానీ ఈ పురాణాలు చెప్పినట్టుగా నవవిధ భక్తి చేసినంత ఫలం రావాలంటే అంత శ్రద్ధతోటి పాల్గొనాలి. ఓకే. మంగళం కౌసలేంద్రాయ మహనీయ గుణాత్మనే చక్రవర్తి తనూజాయ సార్వభౌమాయ మంగళం. శ్రీకృష్ణ కథామృతం కీ జై.
జై
జై.
Thank you everyone. Hare Krishna. I will see you all tomorrow.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
థ్యాంక్ యూ ప్రభుజీ.
Hare Krishna.